Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Geelong Zone. We're back. We are back. We haven't got banned. One of my videos might be banned, the one I made yesterday. But we're not. We're not banned. I've still actually got that video. It is in StreamYard. It's just removed from YouTube, so I'll try again uploading that again. Now I don't know if someone's reported me, if they thought they're going to be a little bit silly. I would just report it just because, why not? But it worked. And it got banned. But like I said, I'll try to upload the video again. It is in StreamYard. Everything is in StreamYard. It stays for there a good amount of time. But yeah, we'll see. So if you did report me, okay, fair enough. Good joke. But let's not get too carried away. Let's not be too silly. Yes, right. This episode of the video, like I said yesterday. I said yesterday. I've got a whole list of concept videos in StreamYard. This is one of them. Topic of today: how many goals will Charlie Curnow kick for Sydney next year, and what kind of impact will it have on Geelong? We'll start with the impact with Geelong first. Geelong were heavily into Charlie Curnow. They wanted to do a trade, but they didn't want to unload any other players. They didn't want to unload Temu Tom, aka Shannon Neal. I call him Temu Tom. We didn't want to unload. We wanted to unload SDK for Ron Marshall. That was talked, but not Temu Tom for Charlie Curnow. Which is strange. I'm strange. I find that weird. Because Ron Marshall is a B grade at best, and Charlie Curnow is an elite forward. So huge blow for Geelong. Huge blow. With midfields these days, you are dependent as a forward to rely on the ball coming to you. There's an odd player that will come out and take 5 or 6 contested marks a game. Sam Darcy, Riley Fieldthorpe. Ben King from Gold Coast, they like taking high contested marks, but literally a forward, they like good service. And Geelong would have had that good service. They would have had Max Holmes coming out of the midfield, though his grand final performance were absolutely terrible. Couldn't kick to save his life. Brian Myers coming out of the midfield, inside 50, one of the best kicks inside 50. Also kicking a ball inside 50. Back to Dangerfield, Bailey Smith. So you had good midfielders that would have kicked the ball to Charlie Curnow. Up at Carlton last 2 years, his form did slip. He had injury problems. He was trying out for the Tour de France midway through this year's season. But he had no support from that midfield. Did you see Carlton's midfield? George Hewitt won their BNF. What does that say? No disrespect to George Hewitt, but what does that tell you? So that's it, and it's a huge loss to Carlton as well, because Carlton really needed Charlie Curnow, but they got Mackay, and it seemed to me this year he sorted out his kicking problems. So we'll see with that. We'll see what Carlton, how big that will impact Carlton, but with Geelong it will impact them hugely. Because Temu Tom is nothing like Charlie Curnow. Temu Tom is a C grade Ken Kingsley. So we'll just have to wait and see. But main question is, how many goals will Charlie Curnow kick at Sydney? Got a good theory with this. I've got a good theory. I think he'll kick 70 plus. I think he'll kick 70 goals plus. With the midfield of Golden, with the midfield of Warner, with the midfield of Heaney, I think he'll kick 70 goals plus. And Temu Tom will only kick something like 35, 40. So we saw with Sydney, let's be honest, they had a horrible year. Well, they had a horrible rounds 1 to 15. They got so much better when they actually got Golden back. So it just shows you that one player can make a huge difference. Because when Golden came back, Heaney could stand up forward most games. Warner was up forward most games as well, while Golden was coming out inside 50. They had that incredible game against Brisbane, where Gordon, Warner, and Heaney absolutely smashed them in that first half up in Brisbane. So when they are fully fit, they are a very dangerous side, Sydney. I'm not sold yet on Dean Cox, but their three core midfield of Gordon, Heaney, and Warner, I think that's a top three core three. I think that's sorry. I'll rephrase that. That's the best. I think that's the best three, in my opinion, in the AFL. You know, Gordon, Heaney, Warner. If not, they're in the top three. So, and when they were clicking, they had, like I said, they had that great game against Brisbane, where they just absolutely demolished them. Unlike a certain team on grand final day who couldn't do that, they managed to did up in Brisbane as well. Mind you, Swans led by 30, 40 points against the GWS when they were playing for finals, and they let that one slip. That's why I'm not sold on Dean Cox, because I think a decent coach, they would have won that game. They probably would have bet us in the SCG when they had something to play for. They would have been extremely, extremely dangerous. So with those three players back, there's no doubt Curnow kicks 70 goals. That's just a given. That's one of my early predictions. You can crop this, take this video out. He will kick 70 goals if he stays fit. Could do his knee in round one. Heaney could do his knee in round one. If they all stay fit, so what my prediction is, if they all stay fit, they play 20 games. So if they only miss 4 games between them, if they play 20 games each, he will kick 70 goals. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt about that. Because he's a player that isn't really a contested mark. You can't really bomb it long. He gets a lot of free kicks as well, don't forget. Whether that will change in Sydney remains to be seen. Not sure. But Melbourne at a big Melbourne club, he's sure got a lot of free kicks. So that remains to be remain at Sydney. Sydney have had all kind of legend full forwards, centre half forwards. One no bigger than Tony Lockett, kicked 1,000 goals that day at the SCG against Collingwood. Rorik Kappa, Rorik Kappa was the original poster boy for the Sydney Swans under Tom Hafey when he was coaching back in the mid 80s, late 80s. So they've always had a big key forward, Sydney, going over the years. So they've done it again. They've got Charlie Curnow. Whether he kicks 100 goals or 1,000 goals, I don't think he's going to kick that many. But I'm sure he will do well with that core midfield. So it's a wait and see. But that's one of my first early predictions. Charlie Curnow will kick 70 plus goals if he stays fit. But anyway, we're going to keep this video short and sweet. Apologies, this video is supposed to be made an hour ago by me stuttering and going back and forth. I've got no idea what I'm talking about because I was supposed to do this an hour ago. I've had internet problems and this is now kind of rushed. So there's probably another life lesson for me when doing this. Don't rush it. Take your time with it. So we're just addressing the same points over and over, which I've done in this video 20 fucking times. But anyway, this has been the Geelong Zone. More videos are coming. Don't rush them. If you've got internet problems, not the end of the world. Life lesson to me with streaming. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned. More video. We'll do another video tomorrow or the next day, whatever. Make sure to like and subscribe. And we will be back very shortly. Thank you very much. Goodbye. What a fucking joke.